Hey people, I wanted to get something out so I have a video for tomorrow, and also because there's a concept that's been on my mind, and it's for all the people out there that have just started investing in this large market cycle and haven't really experienced a downturn before. And I'm not necessarily saying I'm particularly any different outside of what I've witnessed in the market growing up, because I've been in this hobby for a while, regardless of if I was interested in actually investing money in it or just holding cards because I enjoyed the collector's aspect. I've always had Pokemon in my life of some form or another, and I started getting into investing in cards over the course of this last year because of the fact that I could take my interest to a level that might be able to provide some sort of financial gain, regardless on what that may look like in the future. So there's a lot of promising things to say that this IP will still be around for a while. The Pokemon IP, the brand is notable, everyone is popular, everyone is interested in Pokemon, and the newer generation of kids are getting into it because their parents were into it. So Pokemon has a multi-generational IP. It's kind of provided for it, and so it makes it more interesting on if this is something that you can invest in for a longer period of time, like a longer aspect. With stuff more like Yu-Gi-Oh or Magic or One Piece, they'll still be putting out cards probably for a very long time, if not similar to those time periods, assuming Konami still exists as a company by then. But as far as One Piece and stuff, their TCG is fairly new, and they have less of a track record of being able to be sustainable long term. As much as their printing seems to be similar to Pokemon's idea, it's the question on if One Piece is going to make a cultural impact in future generations, and if those people are going to return to the collector's aspect, because that's kind of what happened with Pokemon, assuming that history repeats itself. Now, with Pokemon, it's very likely that this stuff will happen again as well, which is what makes it a little bit interesting in talking about long-term investments past like several years, and also what like appreciation rates would you see and whatnot. But for the people that genuinely question, I don't think anyone else is necessarily in a different boat than you, besides people who may have been this in this hobby for a while. The question is it really worth betting your life on this? I'm someone who started investing when I was 17, and a lot of my funds are in trading cards, and crypto and other more lucrative, not as lucrative investments, like stuff that's a little bit more volatile. And so it makes you wonder with this IP, especially Pokemon, because that's where most of my capital is. It's the market I'm most familiar with. Am I betting my life on this? Like the amount of savings and capital that I could have just safely put into the stock market to appreciate over the course of my life, is it worth betting my life on the fact that trading cards are going to make me a significant sum of money in the future to be able to help me out, regardless on if that's some sort of career path or some form of just, appreciative income for when I'm older? Like, assuming that it did the similar rates to what it did in the last 15 years, I would probably be a millionaire. And that's not something that I think is fully sustainable, but it makes you really question, like, is this a risk for a repetitive amount of history, or let's say it hits a bear market and then the fans come back up? Like, is this market something that is genuinely worth betting your life on? There have been people who have done it in periods of time that may or may not be able to repeat themselves, considering the crap that has gone on in the last 20 years in trading cards is ridiculous. In fact, the entire economy is ridiculous. We haven't seen stuff. Excuse me. It's 1 in the morning. We haven't seen stuff like this happen for a long time. The amount of bear markets and bull markets and swinging cycles and non-consistent growth it's insane. It's ridiculous. And so it makes you question, like, for me, I have faith that the IP will still be popular in a certain period of time because other generations. I walked in to my friend's little brother's room and they had Prismatic Evolutions, like ETB sleeves, like the card sleeves, on their floor. And I think they had like a Japanese prismatic box or something because I don't even know. I genuinely don't know. They had Japanese cards, they had prismatic sleeves. I don't know where on earth they got that. And it makes you question, like, even these little kids are into it. And I was into it as a kid, and I'm not even the generation that's investing right now. Like, maybe my generation will see everyone going crazy over cards and kind of stop. But it seems like Pokemon has managed to span its popularity throughout multiple generations and establish this nostalgia within every person. And so it makes you, now this is one aspect of many market aspects. It makes you really question though, like, is this going to go away? And if it does, what does it look like? Because surely we've had a bull market for the last 2 years and everything's up. And the fact that we're hitting a slowdown that happens every year and people who are new to the hobby are just fire selling everything. Prices are either slumping in most areas or just staying completely still, which is the sign of a good market still. A healthy market doesn't, like, that's still good. If it stays the same over a course of time, that still shows the interest is not falling. Okay. Now, my point with all this, though, is surely for people that actually are interested in investing and do say that without making emotional decisions, because I'm not even going to have to worry about using any funds that I invest or put away until after I graduate. Okay. Outside of paying, college and all that stuff and getting that situated, assuming I don't decide to get married, or if I do get married, it's still living on campus, I don't have much to worry about. But those funds are going to be needed at the time when a house is viable. And at the current rate that my life's going, it looks like I'm not going to need to worry about a house for a bit because I'll probably save after college in an apartment somewhere. But the question, though, is surely everyone here that's investing with me and with other people or other YouTubers or even the large people, like, we're all aware, it seems, that this market is not going to last. We're all aware of that. Or at least the smart people, or the people that are not, running stores, ripping and shipping, flipping. I don't know. I don't know how many people actually are stepping back and saying, is this market really? Because surely not everyone believes that this is going to last forever. It's not going to last forever. But the question is, what on earth is going to happen? Because I don't see a world where these boxes, like something like this little product, this is just the first thing I saw on the shelf. There's this little Surging Sparks booster bundle, which actually is really heavy. But I didn't realize they were that heavy. But surely this is not going to last forever. 1 year, 2 years, 6 months, 5 years, anywhere. It's just ridiculous. All these dates. Like, surely this isn't going to last. And so we're all sitting here and none of us are able to give an answer. We don't know what's going to happen. And so I've just sat back and realized, am I betting my life on trading cards here? Am I betting everything that I know and everything that I have from the hobby, everything that I have passion in, my passion in investing, my love for all this, am I genuinely betting it on Pokemon cards? Like, I can't even say that out loud. The fact that even my girlfriend, who is fully aware of this, and we've had many discussions about that and investments and other things because she tends to save a lot, like, I genuinely question, like, am I really delusional, or at least in my mind or in other people's minds or whatever you want to word it, crazy enough to say that I'm actually willing to bet significant amounts of money on trading cards? Because when I bought these products, I'm up a quite considerable percentage of increase in money that I've put in. It's amazing. It's more than I could have gotten into pretty much anything else. It's, for my age, getting that amount of money off of an investment is unheard of. But I bought these products knowing that I wanted to see what would happen if a bear market hit. Like, I literally bought this and was like, I want to see what happens if I can actually make it out the other side. Because what's interesting about the investors that actually do have significant boatloads of money? Every single person that has a boatload of money off Pokemon in this market right now that was an investor had to go through a massive bear market, and they had nothing but their own faith and stubbornness to get them through the bear market cycle in hopes that they would make money in this market. If you look at any person that's successful investing, all these people that are getting into Pokemon investing, if you look at any person that you look up to that has made money for investing in Pokemon, every single one of them had to go through the 22 and 23 bear market cycle, and a lot of them had to go through the bear market for years before that. And so it makes you realize that in order for you to last in this dream, in this investment, assuming that it were to actually pay off in 20 years or however long most people are going to, like, ideally would invest for, like, whenever the market hits up again, if that happens, if you're going to see success on the other side of this, you have to know what it's like to go through the worst market cycles, because the people that truly will be successful are the ones that see the other side of the dark tunnel. And the issue with it is no one knows how long no one knows how long the dark tunnel is going to be, when the dark tunnel is going to come, but the only people that are going to be left and have tremendous amounts of capital at the end of all this ridiculousness of life are the people that actually stayed through the dark tunnel, hoping there was light on the other side. And no one can sit here and say, yeah, there's going to be light in like 2035 or in 2045, or darkness is going to hit tomorrow and light's going to show up again in 29 like it did following 21 to 24. Like there's a 3-year bear market, 2-year bull market, 3-year bear market, not 1.5-year bull market, 3-year bear market, 2-year bull market. Like something's going to happen. I don't think anyone's opposed to that. Everyone, especially even in the stock market, everyone knows that something is going to happen. History's data proves that either the stock market, trading card investments, any of these things, the history that we have with our little puny minds, with the time frame and data that we have for such a small period of time, has proven that something is going to happen to this economy. Something's going to happen to these markets. That's what everyone believes, and that's what the statistics show. And so I'm sitting here questioning if I should even be betting my life on cards right now. And, you know, I think this is why, like, when you watch someone like Alpha Investments, most of the time he doesn't recommend trying what he tried. I mean, he has patrons, but I would say, like, he's fully aware that he bet his entire life on cardboard, and that is completely idiotic and completely, in most universes, a really horrible decision, at least outwardly when people view it. I mean, inwardly, it doesn't seem like that bad of an idea. Some people that I've explained my whole scheme to, for the people that I actually do explain my investments to, half of them think I'm a complete idiot, and another half think that I'm smart somehow. But even Alpha Investments probably knows that recommending the exact same strategy or the exact same things that he did to get to where he was are just not applicable for most people. Or they're just not even applicable for anyone, because no one can predict what 20 years is going to look like. Even if this is something he talked about, even if you go forward 20 years, it's not like you're going to be able to come back in time and tell everyone what you saw. It's like, we're only going one direction, and you have to either make moves or accept the fact that you're going to have to sit by passively and watch life unfold around you. And you're just trying to survive in this pool of reactive living instead of proactive living. And so I would argue that paying attention to your future is important, investing money is important, but I don't really blame anyone for not risking putting their money in trading cards or putting their money in, like, I don't really blame those type of people. It's just this type of idea of investing your money in such a volatile and inconsistent, like, no one recommends this. Like, doing it is not for most people. It's not something that should be done or recommended. Yet there are people out here doing it. And I think that's the thing, is maybe it does pay off, and maybe it does have a history of actually making people millions. But the question is, the caveat is that you actually still have to sit with the fact that you don't really know. And no one knows. I'm excited to see the market turn just so I can make a video on it. Because at this point, I feel like everyone's waiting for something to happen. Even in stock markets, you have the AI bubble, and in Pokemon, you have this ridiculous amount of growth that is completely unfathomably unrealistic. Completely unfathomably unrealistic. And in crypto is, we're in a major bear market with crypto right now, and everyone basically is like, yeah, I never really believed in crypto. Okay, well, all right, buddy. I'm curious to see how low these booster boxes go and all these products when people decide that they don't want them anymore. That's the whole video. Why am I betting my life on this? Why does anyone bet their life on this? Because there's no proof that tomorrow the market's going to collapse and then Pokemon never comes up again. I don't believe that. But it's just what life does. And there's no guarantee that we're going to wake up tomorrow and everything's going to be stable and that these investments are going to keep going. Bonus thing for people, and maybe myself when I watch these videos back, I picked up some Strixhaven plays from the store. I got 2 at Kohl's, and I looked at TCG Player and like, oh, these are worth money. And so I went to Walmart, and they had like 3 cases of them because no one scalps Magic the Gathering. And I wasn't trying to scalp, you get the point. I don't even think there's much wrong with scalping, because if you're in a market that makes money, there's going to be people and opportunists everywhere. So if you like what's going on in the hobby and you like the cards, you're just as passionate as everyone else, scalping's just going to exist. So if you're truly passionate about the hobby, if you're truly passionate about this, I guarantee you there will be a point where people aren't scalping. Just how long, I don't know. I could yap for a lot longer. I'm just tired, about to sneeze, and it's like 1 a.m. So I'm betting my life on trading cards, and I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know. So that I can remember this video in the future, I'm in my room. I have like 2 weeks before I go back to college. I'm making this video, and it's 85 degrees in my room because the AC is broken upstairs, and I'm preparing to move all this crap downstairs so the AC guys can come and fix it without seeing my arsenal of degeneracy, and also to protect the cards from heat. I don't know if that's going to be an issue or not, but yeah.